web-friendly. And he's involved with Northwoods as far as employment is concerned. He has a job, he works 3 days a week. We have been trying to get, where he could maybe work more hours or more days a week. And now if they do all these funding cuts, what recourse do we have if they cut the funding for that and then all of a sudden he doesn't have a job coach anymore and is not able to work?
Well, that's a big concern. We have seen that some of the managed care organizations, I'm not going to say all of them, but some have been trying to reduce job coaching hours. And that's a problem for some people because they need, a job coach to check in regularly with employers, make sure everything's going well, if there's been a turnover in a manager or a coworker, that those issues get worked out. Otherwise, they lose their jobs. And nobody wants any person with a disability to lose a job. Unemployment among that group is already very high. So again, you have to use your advocacy resources. You have to make sure the care plan's very specific. You have to check in with your agency that's serving your individual. In your case, it would be Northwoods, right, to make sure that somebody's being supported properly. And if there's danger that you see, then you need to call a care management team meeting and address it and say, here's the outcome. This person, we want to make sure they have a job. Right. And, this is what it takes, and discuss that.
Because I know, and I'm sure a lot of people here know and understand that people with disabilities like that, especially, not just the physical, but the mental disabilities as well, they don't do well with change. And I can tell you for a fact that my brother does not do well with change. And if he were to lose, all of a sudden be told, hey, you can't go to work anymore.
Well, I totally understand what you're saying. And I just want to be clear about something. Though everything I described to you, which is make sure we're clear about the outcomes, and then the RAD applies whether they have a certain amount and it's being cut, or if they have a certain amount and you want more. So it's exactly the same process. You say, here's the outcomes, we want more employment services. And when they say no, then you say, well, now let's go through the RAD and, okay? And you do it the same if something is being cut.
Thank you.
I was fortunate enough to attend the one they put over in Pewaukee, and we got some information. My name's Rob Crothers. I don't mind if you film it. I appreciate that we have some politicians here that have taken time from their schedules to witness what is going on here. What I'd like to do is, we are a provider. I wish they gave hats out so the black hats and the white hats can know where the good guys are and where the bad guys are. But they don't do that. So we have to try to figure it out, and that's what we've been doing since our meeting in Milwaukee, trying to find out, because we're a small family operation. We run 6 adult family homes, and we specialize in traumatic brain injured individuals. In 2010, from Care Wisconsin, we experienced a 3.5% cut in funding. In 2011, we experienced a 3.75% cut in funding. Well, about 60 days ago, we were informed that we were going to, on average, experience a 30% cut in funding. Now, I'm here to tell you, we cannot survive. So, I'm blessed with 3 daughter-in-laws that are active in the business, and they run it, and they call the meeting with the managers, and I attended that meeting. Because we had to try to figure out, what do we do with cuts that significant? I mean, it was tough with the 3.5%, it was difficult with the 3.75%, but 30% is not survivable. It would impact 10 individuals that are covered through Care Wisconsin. We know we cannot continue with these cuts, and rather than throwing 10 people to the wolves right away, and in this meeting, the managers, I'm usually not emotional, so excuse me, they're in tears, and I'm kind of looking at them, why are they in tears? And the one sitting next to me looks at me and says, you have to understand, I spend more time with these people than I do with my family. So it becomes a very emotional thing. Now, I'm not trying to equate this to the trauma that the people with the developmental disabilities have to go through, but it's fairly traumatic on our side as well. And we know that if these cuts are enforced, we will have to close more facilities. We also know when we close facilities, we aren't going to be opening up them again. Now, I had to promise my daughter-in-law that if I got up here and talked, I wouldn't use any inflammatory rhetoric. So I'm trying to keep it to a minimum. But those bastards at Care Wisconsin, I'm just telling you, they are not following what these gentlemen say. And we learned that, and that's what we came away with from this. Okay? They're making up rules as they go along. Because one of the things that we did, and it was the managers and the people directly involved in the staffing of the houses, as to how do you pick, which clients you give notice to. We aren't Solomon trying to cut the baby in half, so it was really traumatic. So what they looked at is personalities, compatibility, and everything else. So with it, we were going to be moving 2 clients to another house, which 2 of the clients were going to be vacating from notice. Well, we tell this to Care Wisconsin, and they said, oh, well, we made up a new rule on June 1st. And the new rule is that if you move a client from one of your facilities to another, we put that client up to auction. Now, that's not the term they use, but that's what it is. They put them up to auction and find out if there's anybody out there that will provide services for less money. At no time have we had a discussion on outcomes, and they are now getting to the point where they are using intimidation and threats. And I'm not just here making these, we'll back it up with fact. One of the clients, in their discussions, the individual from Care Wisconsin said, you need to make a decision now, or we're just going to move your son over to such and such a facility. That doesn't sound to me like they followed the protocol from this. Now, the other thing I'd like to share with you is just some of the things we found out. Disability Rights, I think, is a federally funded entity. They're located in Madison, Wisconsin. As a provider, we contacted them, and basically what they said is, well, we're really not here to talk to you. So as they indicated before, we're excluded from pretty much from the whole situation, even though we feel like, and as they said, who knows these clients' needs, wants, and everything better than most people that are spending day and night with them. But we're excluded from the situation. Also, there's no transparency with Care Wisconsin. We said, you make us give you all kinds of information, we're just asking you to share some information with us. And they'll give us 0. So it's not a level playing field by any stretch of the imagination. What is necessary is the people in this room that have loved ones that are being funded by Care Wisconsin, we need to get together and work together through individuals such as Attorney Pladel and the entities. Just one word of caution, and this is not in any way to disparage Attorney Pladel, but what we were informed is if our clients contact and sign on with Attorney Pladel, Disability Rights will not deal with them. So you may want to find out and contact Disability Rights first to find out what assistance you can have. So we're just in the infancy of gathering our information, but we know we will go broke rapidly if those 30% cuts are in fact enacted. We just can't do it. And it's traumatic all the way around, and like I said before, I'm not trying to equate it to the trauma, because some of these individuals, I don't think I can draw you a picture enough of what they are going to go through, and some of them are here and their families are here with them that can speak for themselves. But I appreciate the opportunity these gentlemen have given me just to give you our side. Thank you.